Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
We've got an Ask Cricbuzz live question, I think, which is on these lines as well. So let's pull that out. Hariharan, India has to finalize their top order in time for the World Cup in October. In this context, is Virat's selection a no-brainer, or is he playing for his spot in this series versus England? He's not playing today. He's not in the squad for the first game. But I think just a broader...
Sorry, I'm laughing. Zach, go on. You dare say that Virat shouldn't be picked?
Well, I mean, but you look at the kind of options which Indian team has. You actually don't know what's coming, and you just look at the build up as well, and you have so many different names playing in different series that you actually don't know. You might have to make some tough calls, and I don't know how those calls are going to come, because right now, if you look at the T20 format, everyone is looking at a phase-wise approach. So that's how someone like Dinesh Karthik has made a comeback. On the back of a good IPL, but purely on the basis of finishing the job for your team. So teams are looking at a very specific role, and there has been a traffic jam at the top order. There's no doubt about it. There are too many options at the top when you look at number 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's something which team management will have to look at, what kind of approach they want. Like how Michael was trying to say, in terms of having an approach of going hard early and then trying to maintain that kind of approach. Then you are looking at strike rates, and if you're looking at strike rates and that's going to take the priority, then how are you going to look at the things? Are you going to look at names, or are you going to look at the numbers and the strike rates? So that's the call which the team management and BCCI will have to probably look at taking. And are you looking at then taking the names away and just looking at the format and saying, okay, which are the best fits? Forget the names. Which are the best fits for this? Or you're going to go that, okay, a good player having been there, done that, and I'm not mentioning a particular name. I think I'm talking about the whole lot of names which have been there, who have been part of it over the last 3 years maybe, and people who've been playing consistently well in this format. So looking at all that, I think I'm sure Rahul Dravid and the company will be having some good headaches along with the selectors.
It's a moral dilemma again, isn't it? We're back. That's the theme of the show today, moral dilemmas. But Michael, your thoughts on that, even specifically on Virat or any of the big names that have kind of been givens in team selection, and otherwise just your broader thought on, is anybody's place in an international team in any country in any format a given ever?
I think there are some players that are a given for a period. But they have to perform in. And I think Zach makes a valid point. It is strike rates in T20 cricket. You have to have your strike rates at over 140 at least, and probably 160 these days, to be really posing questions of the opposing bowlers. If you look at a strike rate and it's 120, I think most teams will be delighted bowling a batter that's striking at 120 in this era. So I look at Joe Root. Joe Root's not in the T20 team for England because and his strike rate was pretty good, but England have got more powerful players, more disruptive players, so they went without Joe Root in the T20 game. I'm not saying that Virat Kohli doesn't get into India's T20 game. What I'm saying is Virat Kohli needs to be told he's got to be aggressive and he's got to be brave. He's got to go back to what Virat was when he was, I don't know how old he is now, but 10 years ago, I used to see Virat take guard and it was like, oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Yeah. He's coming out to play a few shots. And I just feel that of late, there's been quite a few of the Indian names that have almost played for their own scores to just try and get in. And I just don't think T20 cricket allows that. It's the most selfless game. You've just purely got to bat for the team in T20. In Test cricket, you can bat for yourself. In that first innings, you can just play for as long as you want to get a number. That's fine. T20 cricket is purely about the team. It's purely about your strike rates, and it's about, I keep saying the word, it's about being brave and taking the opposing bowlers on.